Where am I?
Hello, Andrew. I want to play a game. For years you have judged movies, but now it is you who will be judged. The device on your head will rip open your criticizing mouth unless you can sit through the entire Spiral movie.
Which one? Adam Green's Spiral? The Spiral movie on Shudder? Or the upcoming Selena Gomez movie, also called Spiral?
No, the new Saw spin-off. Live or die. Make your choice.
I choose death.
What?
Kill me now! Give me the hacksaw! My interest died with Jigsaw 6 movies ago!
But that's cheating. You need serious help. Just watch the damn movie.
Fine. Hello, we're Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile, and here's our thoughts on Spiral from the Book of Saw.
Book of Saw? But I hate reading!
Spiral, from the Book of Saw, is the 9th film in the Saw series, and Saw X is already in development. It's time to go to space, baby! In 2004, Saw was a big hit, spawning one of the most successful modern horror franchises. It dominated the 2000s, releasing a new film every October. Until now. Director Darren Lynn Bousman, who directed Saw 2, 3, and 4, is back at the helm. Turns out, Chris Rock is a big Saw fan, and bumped into the vice chairman of Lionsgate at a friend's wedding in Brazil. Rock, wanting to get into horror, pitched the idea for this movie, and they loved it.
That's nice, but where's Madagascar 4?
Yeah! You don't see that on Animal Planet!
Rock serves as a producer, and wrote the story, which was turned into a screenplay by Jigsaw writers Josh Stolberg and Peter Goldfinger. I love the first film, but the sequels are a mixed bag. After Jigsaw's death, the series became a convoluted mess with time jumps, flashbacks, and a handful of apprentices, nowhere near as interesting as Jigsaw himself.
It spiraled out of control.
But as long as the traps were gory, fans seemed satisfied. This is also the first Saw movie to not feature actor Tobin Bell, aka Jigsaw, or the Billy Puppet. So does Spiral hit the restart button, giving the series an extra life, or is it game over? Brash detective Ezekiel Zeke Banks, played by Chris Rock, is under stress. Reporting a corrupt cop made him enemies at the precinct, and he lives under the shadow of his father, retired police chief Marcus, played by Samuel L. Jackson.
Excuse you, that's Samuel motherfucking Jackson!
Jackson is so close to achieving his goal.
Andy, what goal?
To star in every movie. Before Spiral began, he was in half the previews.
I could have killed you.
What are you talking about? I got the gun.
I could have killed you.
Anyway, the tension was so bad that fellow officers refused to respond to Zeke's calls for backup, and he was shot. From here, Zeke becomes a loner, refusing to work with others, and he's getting a divorce.
It's true. Everybody hates Chris.
However, Zeke is assigned a rookie partner, and a throwaway case turns into a grisly murder spree. A Jigsaw-inspired copycat has a new game, targeting corrupt cops. With dead pigs piling up, Zeke and his partner are in a race to discover the killer's identity and end the game.
and it only took him 90 minutes.
Right away, Spiral establishes a new tone. Rock wanted to inject some humor into the series. But don't worry, this isn't a comedy. The setting is also different, in that it's no longer a booby-trapped warehouse or your typical gas station bathroom. Spiral feels like a police procedural. It's a little more Seven than Saw. The scale and body count is smaller, and the plot is easy to decipher. Perhaps too easy, but more on that in a bit. Perhaps the thing I liked most about Spiral were the characters and the performances. It's refreshing to see Chris Rock in a dark, dramatic role, and he pulled it off. He had his jokes, but the sarcasm was never out of place and helped balance the thrills. Zeke is driven, yet fed up, so he says whatever he wants.
Poopy boogers.
Little buddy, language! We're gonna get demonetized. This rebel attitude is what lands him his new partner, William, and it's a nice pairing. The supporting cast is also solid, and obviously, Sam Jackson is great. Him being in Saw 9 is a treat. Jason Goes to Hell didn't get Sam Jackson. The opening trap is when this spin-off felt the most like a Saw movie. Bousman brings the familiar gore, cinematography, and flash cuts.
Today, it is you who will be railroaded.
Uh-oh. Where'd that line of naked men come from?
Hey, that guy in the tongue trap looks familiar.
Huh, it's McMurray from Letterkenny.
No wonder I can never understand him.
Say my sperms are too.
There's a handful of traps in the movie, but they're not the main focus. This movie is more about Zeke's journey. The traps are clever, tying into each cop's corrupt behavior, whether it's ripping out lying tongues or pulling off trigger fingers. Overall, the effects are gruesome, realistic, and deliver what Saw fans expect. Don't worry, I won't spoil anything, but the killer was the weakest part. I miss Tobin Bell's awesome voice.
Hello, Detective Boswick. I want to play a game.
Spiral sounds like Kermit the Frog.
And looks like Miss Piggy.
Damn! The killer could have been their love child!
The copycat wants to reform the police, which adds a new meaning to the pig mask and replaces the Billy puppet with a pig marionette.
The spiral symbol comes from Billy's cheeks. No. Lower.
However, I already guessed who the string puller was by watching the trailer. The killer's identity was painfully predictable, which isn't good for a mystery movie.
Jigsaw copycat.
This is gonna go sideways fast.
While the motivation made sense, it was very frustrating and disappointing. I kept waiting for a twist that never came. The big reveal was also awkward. Zeke just walks into a room, and there's the killer. No big build-up or anything. It's like the movie gave up at that point.
It's a Chris Rock movie. I thought the killer would be Adam Sandler.
So does Spiral, from the Book of Saw, give the series a new life? Not quite.
Like Grandma, it's on life support. But not for long. Ka-ching.
Targeting only cops was different and is a nod to real-life police brutality and reform. However, for those fearing woke garbage, the movie never felt preachy. If anything, the movie loses its message because the bad cops die and don't learn their lesson, while the one good cop is mentally tortured and loses everything. What? The movie was enjoyable and solid until the halfway point when you solve the mystery. Sadly, the movie feels like a waste due to the lackluster twist. If it weren't for the traps, this would feel like a generic episode of Law & Order SUV. In the end, this copycat is a weak imitation. This has been Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile.
Thanks for liking and subscribing.
We'll see you next time.